What up? It's Commander Snowflake. This is Ramble On. I want to give a quick shout out to Zhao Nguyen. I'll put it in the description for the thumbnail. It's just like I went on Reddit r/r or /r/ Imaginary Wildlands is like one of the first ones that I saw. It's called Mystic Forest. Anyway, this is a video on YouTube where I talk about a subject until I don't really want to talk about it anymore. And that's really all it's going to be. So, today I went to, I don't know, I'm going to do episodes and stuff. It's just kind of unplanned, unwritten, just kind of things that are going through my brain. So, the time / stuff, that isn't really super important, I guess. Anyway, I was talking to my coworker today, and so I kind of realized some things. My coworker today, I kind of realized some things. Kind of stumbled over that. Anyway, that I was joking with her, and I said something along the lines of, I just want to be, I don't even want to be, and I'm a waiter, once again, for those that don't know, server, if you will, at a retirement home. So, I told her, I was like, I don't even want to be here. Honestly, I would just love to be dancing on stage somewhere, in a play, you know what I mean? And it kind of sounded funny coming out, but then I kind of thought about it and I was like, that wouldn't be the worst. I think I've kind of got this preordained notion of that being kind of there's no point in doing that. You can't, you can't make a lot of money doing it. You can't blah blah blah. You can't do all these things, but I'm kind of hitting a point where it's I'm not making a lot of money now, and I'm not doing anything that I even remotely kind of like. I mean, I'm doing it, and I can find joy in it, but overall, do I really like it? Not really. But I do like performing, and I like being entertainment for people, stuff like that. And so, I don't know that I would want to actually dance on the stage, some ballerina shit, right? I'm not sure that I'm into that kind of thing, the Broadway or whatever, but I thought that, and a lot of people have told me in the past, I should be a comedian or something, I should start writing stand-up and stuff. And, I don't know. I'm not sure that I could get in front of people and just talk for an hour about jokes or whatever, things that I find funny, I guess. I wouldn't imagine that other people would. But then again, I've said some of those things and people thought they were really funny and then told me, I should be a stand-up comedian or whatever. Where was I at? Where am I now? I don't know. Anyway, I've come to the conclusion over the past year or so, kind of been bebopping around between jobs and stuff, what I really want to do, and I think that costume design sounds really cool, or just performing arts kind of thing. I think it would be actually pretty cool. And so I have talked before in the past about being a cameraman or something, and that might be kind of cool. But it got me thinking that just now I was reading a book called, it's the first, second, and third book of Swords by Fred Saberhagen. They're really good. If you haven't read them, they're super good. Kind of really old school fantasy. But I would really like to just be a creative mind. I think that that's overall if I had to pick something, right? Because all the things that I kind of enjoy doing, it's just being creative. I could sit here and world build all day long. And I can't. I'm not the best at writing dialogue, so I don't want to write a book or anything. I don't think I'd be very good at that, but I do like things like D&D where I'm the dungeon master in most of my games. I like creating towns and drawing maps and creating characters with all their little tidbits and all that stuff, and I do some dialogue for them, but mostly I create the character and then just as the dialogue comes in from the players, I spit out the dialogue that I play the character, So that's a performing art. And I do the voices and all that stuff too. It's just been a while since I've felt like being that creative. But today I kind of felt it, and I'm not super eloquent with words, so I want to write stuff, but I'm not really. Dialogue is kind of it feels cheesy when I write it, and just even building a scene without having someone directly there. I'm telling you, I can get a mannequin. I'm not crazy. I figured this out since last episode. I'm not insane. I might be a little insane. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to space. Here we are. So, I don't know. I think it's definitely one thing that I do like more than anything is just creating things. Just sitting down and really tanking ideas for people and for myself, and kind of just being in a creative environment as well. So, I don't know, a lot of people, when I tell them that, they're like, oh, well, you should be like a game dev or something. I'm like, dude, fuck that. Like, I would be like a creative lead on something like that, but I would never want to do like the code and like all that shit. I would never want to do like 3D modeling. I'm just not a big fan of the way that looks. It just takes like a long time. But I would like to sit in on like a writing room for something. You know what I mean? Even in like my day-to-day life, when people ask me for like creative outlets and like things, I always have like, whenever they come to me with like one idea, I always have like 3 ideas instantly to either improve it or just change it a little, or whatever. So it especially works a lot at my workplace because my boss is always like decorating and shit, because like we just had like Halloween, and so she'd come to me and be like, well, I was gonna do this, and I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if we like did this, this, and this, and so she ended up doing that. She was like, oh, that's a good idea. And she's not the only case. I mean, it's hard for me to like think of examples. I just got off work, 7:19 in the morning. In the evening, one bite, everybody knows the rules. Shoutouts to Barstool Pizza. I've fucking been spam watching their videos for like weeks. Shoutouts. Audacity's acting a little weird. Okay, it's catching up now. Alrighty. Anyway, I've been recording this Ramble On thing for just the 2 episodes, and it feels okay sometimes, but at other times it just feels like it's not really going anywhere or doing anything right. So it doesn't feel, even, let's say I did Ramble On for 50 episodes. Let's say I did that, and then I got like, whatever, 1,000 subs, 100 subs, 50 subs out of just that, right? Let's say I got like 25 subs, just literally any kind of milestone, right? I don't think that I would feel like accomplished as if I were to like put out some videos of me being a DM or something like that. Man, I hope my processor isn't ripping. Maybe if I just don't look, it doesn't look bad. It just looks really choppy. I don't know. Well, that's one part of what I was thinking about today. The second part is, I got a package today, which I love getting unexpected packages, let me tell you. I'm not a big fan of like gift giving, or receiving rather. I love giving stuff. Getting stuff is kind of like a weird thing for me. Anyway, received a package today. Thought it might be my mom giving me like a early Christmas present, because she was talking about buying me these Birkenstocks, which are like my work shoes, because I have like a big tear in mine. Which, by the way, no cobblers repair rubber shoes, which is fucking bullshit, because hey, there's like a massive market for them right now. It's like the #1 kitchen shoe. It's not just Birkenstock, it's like the rubber shoe in general. And like, they can't repair that shit. They're like, well, the best thing to do is fucking glue it. It's like, dude, learn how to fix rubber shoes, or get the materials to do so, because like, you are missing out on like such a big ass market. Like, what is the deal? Anyway, fucking cobblers, shut up. Anyway, so I got a package today. I thought it was my mom, or like even my sister. I was like, alright, whatever. So I went up there, and it's one of those, I threw it away already. It's one of those like anime looking boxes, right? So it's like from like Etsy or something. I don't know what it's from. But I've opened it up, and it's a Cowboy Bebop of Ed hugging, oh, is it Ein? Yeah, Ed hugging Ein. Like, Ed holding Ein, the dog from Cowboy Bebop. I don't know if you guys know about that, but whatever. The little red-haired kid from Cowboy Bebop holding the corgi. And so I was like, oh, this must be like maybe my sister or something. And I just got this feeling in the pit of my stomach when I saw it. It was like, something in this is not gonna be cool. And I opened it up, and of course there's like this inscription thing, and it's from this chick that I'm no longer talking to, and she's just saying like all this like Instagram quote shit. And oh man, I literally I like opened it, and I saw that she had like her name on the bottom, and I like closed it, and I just put it back in the box, and I had it in my car as I was going to work. And so I just left it in there, and I didn't read any of it. And I was like, I thought I'd be a little bit more messed up about not reading it, because like, what if it said something that I needed to hear or whatever. But then I really didn't even think about it all day. And even on the drive home, the only time I like even remembered it is when I was getting my backpack and it was like underneath, the box was like underneath that. So I picked it up, brought it inside, and I read it. And lo and behold, it's all this Instagram-y shit, like quotes and shit. Not really, but like it just has that feeling. And I was just like, man, I'm truly over this person when... anyway. Oh man. What a dumb thing. Who sends... What is this? Like the 89? Who's like, send a letter, send a text, send something. Like you've already gone. Anyway, you guys don't know the situation, so it doesn't make any sense. But when you're done with someone and they try to not only guilt trip themselves back into your life, being like, well, I know you're mad right now, but you know, if you ever find it in your heart to forgive me, it's like, fuck you, man. What do you mean find it in? I'm not even mad right now. I'm mad at this current situation, but in general, I'm just done, so I don't give a shit. But then to imply that I'm mad and then be like, to put that on me, right? If I ever find it in my heart to forgive you, like, there's... Oh, man, what are you trying to get? What are you doing? Are you trying to win? Are you trying to lose? What the fuck is this? Just walk away from the situation. What is the deal? People are just, like, so... fucking weird, man. I tell you. A lot of people, I think, and I'm getting this more, shout out to MacSplicer, I'm getting this more, or at least I'm seeing it more now that I'm, like, aware of it, that, A, people are selfish, and B, like, innately, they are. And as many things as you do to be selfless, at the end of the day, a lot of things are, like, for you to have, like, you know, like, kudos or whatever, and even if you don't do it, you still, like, think about it, right? Like, I really don't do things like that I think are nice because I want them to owe me something. I don't do it because, like, I don't even always tell them or show them that I've done something for them. I do things that are nice without expecting anything. To a point. And then there is a point where I'm just like, dude, especially if they kind of know that I'm doing things. If they know that I'm doing things, but I don't really ever call it out, but they do, like, see me doing things for them and they, like, you know, whatever. And they never reciprocate, that's where, like, I kind of do get fucked up. And it takes a long time for me to get there, trust me. And it's kind of part of the problem. So anyway, people are innately kind of selfish. Not like, you know, not all of them are just fucking dickbag, like, hella selfish. But a lot of them are very selfish. And the other thing being that a lot of people are... They want attention. Like, that's all, like, humans want sometimes. It's just like, look at me. It's like a little kid mentality. It's like, look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Help me, like, reaffirm my own belief in myself that I'm, like, a good person or whatever the fuck. And so they write things like, if you ever find it in your heart, it's like they're already over it. So it's like, what are you? I'm not in a competition. I don't give a shit. It's so weird. I thought I'd give it a call back. It felt weird, but whatever. Yeah, that's it. I just had those two things that were kind of on my mind. I think I don't know how to get my creative outlet out because I've tried actually. Painting, drawing, things like that. And I'm getting better at drawing, but I'm nowhere near, like, my imagination is, like, so far surpassing. And I've tried graphic design. I used to do graphic design back in the day with my dad on, like, Photoshop. And I was talking to Mac, shout out to MacSplicer. Links in the description. Fuck, that's my own shit. Anyway. That a lot of things that are, like, pre-made on Photoshop now, like, me and my dad were around when people were making those things. You know what I mean? Like, the bevels, when, like, a wire goes into, like, a piece of metal and then it comes out the other side, like, it bevels in, it bevels out. There's, like, this, like, 3D effect kind of thing. And then, like, an orb. Like, we had to create our own orb. Like, and make a sphere, you know? And there was no, like, brush for it. You know, you had, like, a circle, and then you just had to, like, make your own shit. So, anyway, I've tried graphic design is what I'm saying. And it just doesn't... I don't like digital images, right? And I do like the painted look. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm not sure how to get my creative outlet out. Because I can write, but... then it inevitably comes to A, naming people, and B, giving, which isn't, like, the worst problem, right? But then giving them, like, back and forth conversation. I can't have, as crazy as I fucking seem and as crazy as I am, it's hard for me to have like a fluid conversation between like two quote unquote characters, like a male and a female, because I don't really know how a person would react in this situation, because like I've never been in this situation, and a lot of people tell me like, oh well, you should put them in situations you've been in. And I'm like, well, you can't write fantasy doing that, or like sci-fi, because like you've never been in a situation with a fucking laser, you know what I mean? So how do you know how you react? Anyway, yeah, so I think ultimately I'd love to just be part of like a creative think tank for someone. And not someone like big. I wouldn't want to be like EA or like Ubisoft or some fucking garbage ass company like that. Shoutouts to EA and Ubisoft. I'm looking for sponsors, boys. What's up? Hit me up. I'm just kidding. Don't ever fucking call me. The gaming industry is like... We're not talking about that here. That is an entirely different Ramble On episode that I will get to at a later date. Trust me. Yeah, that's all I had. Anyway... Creative thing. I don't know where to go with that. And fucking Instagram quoting ass bitches. That's Ramble On.